Welcome to this edition of the Guys Talking About Shit podcast being recorded on Saturday, November 25th, 2017. I'm Bob Rusin, and I'm joined here with my co-host, the always diabetic, Adam Miller. Adam, what do you think about that new intro?
I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's
pretty good.
I think it is quite good. If I do say so myself, that's mostly because
He made it.
I made it all by myself. Who would have thought? But, all right. So, Adam, where have we been? How long has it been since our last upload?
Probably a year. Does it feel like a year?
It feels longer than a year. Like, the last actual, uploaded video we did was... I mean, you're the one who did it.
We uploaded.
We recorded but never did them. But the last upload we had was
at the beginning of this year, I think.
No way.
Yeah, we did something. We did like one or two or maybe even 3 shows.
Yeah, the return of the Guys Talking About Shit, but then the ultimate hiatus of the Guys Talking About Shit.
Yeah.
Well, we were busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in school. Still. I was at a job that was like a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
As an intern, and then they did not have a position for me full time. And so I'm like, wait, so you want me to be a 24-hour part-time worker?
Yeah,
Fuck that.
Yeah, 24-hour on-call part-time worker.
Yeah, does that make any sense to you?
No.
So unfortunately, whenever we would record, it was just so difficult. We had nothing. Our timing just never sunk up. And so now I'm at a more normal job. You're still at your same job, unless you haven't gotten fired yet. For being
what is that supposed to mean?
You get fired. You get fired from shit a lot, don't you?
Kinda.
Yeah, you've got that problem with you.
Yeah.
So, but now we have a normal schedule. If you cannot tell by now, there is something new to the podcast that we didn't have before. Video. I know. That's the thing, and we got a nice little setup here. Got a nice little table, and now because I don't know.
Got all of our favorite
behind the scenes stuff was we worked off of an iPod or an iPad. My iPhone, and we'd just sit there in a room on a little cardboard box, and we'd light the room with a stone. Your
Oh yeah, I had a lamp that was like mounted to a geode.
Yeah, it was a geode lamp.
Yeah.
So we'd be sitting in this really big room with a geode lamp.
It was basically a room I used for storage.
And we would have to sit there with that phone, hoping to God no one would call me in the middle of the podcast, or else we would
bump it.
Or bump it, or anything like that. So, but now we have a setup, and we actually are like slightly mediocre podcast right now.
Yeah.
We're slightly... I think maybe below mediocre, but we'll see. We just got to keep our heads above the water and make sure that we keep this going. And we say that every time, but this time I'm really you see me. I'm like texting you, I'm messaging you all the time. Did you check out the intro? Did you find anything to talk about? Yo, what's going on with this Facebook page? I'm on your ass.
Yeah.
So
we should probably talk about that. That's one of the things we're doing. We're rebranding the entire show.
Yes. This is a soft / hard reboot. It's still the show.
Yeah, the show's really not going to change. It's going through a branding change.
Yes.
We realized that when we tried to advertise through Facebook or anybody, they wouldn't advertise us because we had shit in the name.
Hence
which is really lame.
Well, yeah, but now we can market it a lot better because now we are still the Guys Talking About Shit podcast.
But we're going by GTAS podcast.
We have GTAS as well. We still will be the Guys Talking About Shit.
Yeah, we're definitely still.
But I think we'll be going a lot with a hashtag GTAS, or because you even see in the intro.
Yeah,
it's still Guys Talking About Shit, but we just used all those little fake numbers to hyphenize.
Yeah,
shit. So we'll be working on that, and we're working on the branding and the Facebook page.
Yeah.
I guess Adam will be taking control of the Facebook page while I will be maybe trying to work Twitter for the first time and work that page out. But
I fucking hate Twitter. So
yeah,
that's why Bobby's taking it.
Because I know nothing about Twitter, so.
I know the only thing I know is that you can't properly communicate with 144 characters.
Well, now it's no longer 124. Now it's like 200 something.
Oh well, there used to be a side thing called long tweet that you could use to make.
Yeah, now I'm pretty sure. I think it's like 290 or 300 characters now you can do. Are characters words or just literally one?
Just letter.
Wow.
One letter is one character.
Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I'm pretty quiet on Facebook, but I'm sure I'll be in a part joint working with you on the Facebook page. So that's kind of where we've been, just trying to get everything together. This has probably been, just to lead up to this podcast, is probably about a month.
Well, yeah,
of me just planning everything and getting everything together.
Yeah, honestly, you have Bobby to thank for getting this back together because I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah. It wasn't until I said, hey, I bought us.
I bought like $400 worth of equipment. I'm like, well, it looks like we got to do it then.
Yeah. I think all I said was, hey, I bought us a microphone, a good one. One that's at least better than a not. And you're like, and no kidding, the first words Adam said were, damn it, you spent money. We kind of have to do this, don't we? I'm like, yes, we do. But okay, Adam, let's go. We're going to be having a couple topics. We're going to talk about Justice League. Okay,
which I haven't seen.
You haven't seen, but I have seen. Okay. So, but
I'll be going off of whatever you say and what I've heard.
Then. Okay. We're going to be talking about the Harley Quinn TV show that was announced. Yeah, I know. That was a surprise. That's a new one. We're actually like on top of things right now. Gambit movie expecting to start shooting in February, which I thought you would like that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not a myth.
No. It's we'll get into it, but yeah, apparently it is confirmed. Start shooting.
I'm just
February.
saying we've heard that before.
Yeah, we have a lot of times.
Like at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Battlefront 2 controversy, which is oh my god,
multi-layered.
Oh my god. That's the biggest topic. That's the most bullet points I have right now is on that Battlefront. Gaming as of 2017, the state of it. Because me and Adam have really kind of just talked about it here and there, but we're going to talk about just kind of where it's at, what's happened in this year. Because this year was pretty big. I thought it was a very big year.
There was a lot of good stuff that came out this year.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of fuck-ups on the part of like the corporate game industry.
Yes, there is. But I think for the most part, I think 2017 was a pretty positive year.
Yeah.
Besides this whole Battlefront thing, if you took that, the year would have been a solid B+. Yeah. I think. That Battlefront thing really messes it up. And then we're going to just kind of talk about our games of the years, our GTAS awards.
Yeah.
We're going to probably just... as I said... B+ kind of year, I didn't really think of any negative games that I was like, I absolutely despised.
I'm trying to think if I bought anything that I was like, this is terrible, and I don't think I have.
I've just been more on top of not
There's usually,
trying to buy
like
shit.
That one game that you buy, and you're like, this is...
Yeah, this is...
You remember when we bought the original Battlefront?
Yeah, and
at first we were like, this is pretty good, and then the more you play it...
You're like realizing its balancing issues was just awful.
Yeah, and
that Han Solo gun being able to blow up... ATSTs before like a rocket launcher could. Like there was just a lot of mess ups.
A lot of balancing issues in the original game.
Yeah. So what we're going to probably just do is my top 3 plus 1 honorable mention and your top 3 with your one honorable mention.
And we might overlap.
I'm pretty sure because I think me and you have the same number 1 game of the year, but probably. Unless yours changed all of a sudden.
No.
But okay. Adam, Justice League.
All right. What do I need to know?
That it was a complete... Well, it was a very big letdown at the box office.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yes.
I've seen people arguing online that that Warner Brothers needs to release a Zack Snyder director's cut.
That did not... Okay, so for people who don't know, Zack Snyder was originally penned to direct Justice League and was directing Justice League for a good point. But then he had some
kind of family crisis.
He had a horrible... His daughter committed suicide. And so obviously he left.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's very understandable reason to not continue working.
Yeah.
But it left Warner Brothers in kind of a bind. They still had their slated release
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we completely understand. So what did they do? They did maybe the smartest decision they could have done. They picked up Joss Whedon, who, if people don't already know, is the director of the two most successful Marvel movies to date.
Yeah, the Avengers and Age of Ultron.
Yeah, the two most successful. And he had 6 months. From the rumors that I was reading about and from other things I've kept up in touch with it, he shot about half the movie. Reshoots.
Yeah.
Bringing back all the people, costumes, the set. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of money. And they're saying that the budget for Justice League was about $300 million. Now, I'm not sure if that includes with the reshoots. I think it does, because
I would assume so.
$300 million is a lot of money.
That sounds like a lot.
Most movies are like, $200, $250.
Yeah.
So I think that is with it. But Justice League in its first weekend made $96 million domestically. And that's it. And it released worldwide all at the same exact time, which I think brought it...
Well, I heard that it's actually doing really well in China, but not that well anywhere else.
It's overseas take was $128 million.
Total.
In its first week.
Yeah. And well, from what I had read online, is that most of that was coming from the Chinese movie industry.
Yeah, it did awful. It is officially the lowest earning DCEU movie, which DC is the Detective Comics Extended Universe. And so Batman vs. Superman with $160 million its first weekend, which I argue, I don't even know if it's an argument anymore, but I think Batman vs. Superman is a total trash film. I think it is awful. And the only thing they got right was Batman.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did you watch all of Batman vs. Superman?
No, I didn't. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I think I might have talked about this on the show before, but I'm not sure if it's one.
Well, remember, this is a reboot, so talk it up.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not sure if we uploaded this episode or not. But the beginning, like Bruce Wayne just like hijacks this dude's Jeep and is like driving through the streets or some shit.
What, you mean to get the kryptonite?
I don't know what he's doing. It's in the very beginning of the film.
Yeah, he's trying to get the kryptonite.
And he's making like
no
120-degree turns.
Oh, you're talking about when the city's blowing up from the battle in between Man of Steel. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the Jeep scene.
And the Jeep's not really rocking at all. It's like it's so obviously fit.
Well, you got to have that endorsement in there. You can't be showing that Jeep rocking. I forget what.
But I mean, you can't.
I think it was Chrysler.
Whatever
or
it was.
Dodge. It was something like that.
Whatever. I mean, it could be Ford. I don't care what company it is, but it was just completely and totally fucking unrealistic. And like, I immediately lost interest in the movie after that. And I kind of paid attention, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Okay.
And I think I got maybe 45 minutes in.
Okay, I went to the theater and saw it by myself. Yeah. So I didn't have anybody to really like work off of or gauge, like, am I the only one that's really hating this? I'm like trying to check my phone. Like, why am I checking my phone in a movie called Batman vs. Superman? When Batman is my... I go back and forth between, like, who do I like more, Batman and, like, Daredevil? But the thing is that for my whole life, I've been a Batman fan.
Let's just establish this now. Like, regardless of how I feel about Superman...
Oh, I hate Superman.
Batman and Spider-Man are the three most recognizable superhero figures.
Yes.
Like, and that's it. Like, there's no argument against that.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Superman, and I'm saying Superman is definitely the number one most recognizable.
Yes, he's definitely the most recognizable.
Yeah.
But I love Batman. I love Batman so much, and it's just, he's been ingrained into my childhood all the way up until now. So I have to say that Batman is my number one go-to. Like, I always wanted to be Batman. Batman was so cool.
I mean,
badass. Batman was a big reason. That and Dragon Ball Z were the biggest reasons why I picked up martial arts. For, like, whenever I would, like, go to, do martial arts when I was a kid.
Yeah. Like,
all the time I just pretended I was Batman and, like, Goku. Long story short, Batman vs. Superman, I think, is just trash. I mean, I'm getting a little off topic, but yeah, Batman vs. Superman is trash. But it made the most out of the DCEU movies with $160 million. But it had a 77% drop off from its next Friday over.
Yeah.
The second highest is Suicide Squad, with 133 million, and that's a really divisive movie too. I also do not like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, most people that I know, like even really hardcore DC fans, aren't really.
I was not really a fan of Suicide Squad. I thought they did Harley Quinn right, but I don't know why everybody acts like Harley Quinn is this super tough character to nail. But I'll get into that with the next topic, and then the next was Wonder Woman with $103 million, which is, they were not expecting that.
No,
that ended up making more
than they expected
because it's word of mouth and it's critic reviews and it's just overall buzz was just really well.
I've also heard that is arguably like a good film.
Yeah, I have not seen it. That's my only issue is
I think like some of the backlash for the Wonder Woman film is probably coming from the like anti-women crowd.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
The
only part I heard that's
fuck them, but
what
I said actually don't. Fuck
no, but like like fuck anti-women bullshit.
Yeah,
it's but clearly the box office shows that there's nothing wrong with it. It did just fine. The only problem I heard about Wonder Woman is that it doesn't feel like a DC like style movie, and then it all of a sudden, like at the end, it feels like one, and that's what everyone's biggest problem is. Apparently, the ending and the villain of Ares in it. It's just not very good. But so with Superman having the biggest and having that 77% drop, Justice League in its second week only had a 57% drop, which I honestly thought was going to be much, much higher. I thought it was going to be about.
That's going to be sharper.
I thought it was going to be much more equivalent to the Batman vs Superman drop. But now because of that, it's crossed over its $400 million worldwide.
And so it at least made its money back.
Yeah, well, kind of. Because
is that $300 million just for the shooting budget?
Yes.
Or is that also marketing?
No, they think about $150 million for probably marketing, plus whatever is going to like movie chains. Because you got to think that maybe like a quarter of what it makes still goes to all those movie theaters for going into that.
Yeah.
So
I thought a lot of them get 8% or less.
Maybe, I don't know,
per ticket sale.
Yeah, so
the way movie theaters make money is concessions. I mean, that's
for the most part, but you still got to give them something.
Yeah,
and it's it's most likely they're just going to break even, or it's going to take a loss. I don't think they're going to. If they get a gain from it, it's not going to be a lot. They think that they might break even, but some people are reporting that it could lose up to like $50 to $100 million. And like, would you thought like it's Justice League? Why? That just shows how people are just not liking this universe that they're
the DC universe. Yeah,
and I haven't even talked about like Man of Steel, which that was their first one. And that was when your first one starting off is kind of divisive. That's kind of a problem.
Here's my thing with I'm not like a super DC fan. Like I don't hate DC, but DC has a couple really heavy hitters that do way better than any of the Marvel superheroes. They got Batman, they got Superman. They got
Wonder
Flash,
Woman's super profitable.
But like,
Wonder Woman's the most profitable origin story of any superhero, I think, thus far.
And congratulations to them for that.
Yeah.
But I think that the overall larger part of like the DC superhero universe is not as popular as the overall larger part of the Marvel universe. Like the Marvel universe clearly has like it's Captain America, it's Iron Man, it has
but a lot of people prior to that, Iron Man was a B character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think that the Marvel heavy hitters could compete with the DC heavy hitters outside of the film universe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But
Batman comics are still the most purchased comics.
Of course.
Even with all those reboots they've done of that universe, of those comics.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
New 52, now it's like Rebirth.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. It's confusing.
I guess what I'm saying overall is, like... DC has a very popular, like, vanguard of superheroes, but they're like, backup crew nobody gives a shit about.
True, but at the same time, no one gave a fuck about Ant-Man, and I'm so excited for Ant-Man 2.
I don't believe that. I think a lot of people were probably excited for Ant-Man. I think
No way. No one gave a shit about Ant-Man until or Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't even know who they were till that movie. Like, they just build up such a good reputation that no matter what they put out, people are going to be like, this is quality. If they would have let off the first movie instead of Iron Man with Ant-Man, you think that would have made money?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when Marvel brings in, I don't know what you want to call him, like a background character or something like that, like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It sells.
Yes, because they've built up this trust that they know
I
that.
guess that's part of it.
Like,
yeah. The DC
like, I would have been super worried about a Black Panther movie, but Black Panther looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, if they had just done a Black Panther movie, how successful would it have been?
Yeah, it probably would have gotten nothing. But the thing is that Guardians of the Galaxy is the perfect example, if you ask me. A talking raccoon and a talking tree that can only say one phrase.
Yeah, I know.
Like, come on.
I think, honestly, those two characters are a big part of their success.
Yeah.
And the plan is to remove them.
They're not being removed. Mm-hmm. No way.
They're moving to a different crew. That's what I've been hearing. That Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to phase out the old crew and bring in other characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy universe.
They can bring in more, but you can't get rid of those two. I just don't. I don't. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. But yeah, this Justice League debacle, because so I saw the movie.
Yeah.
And the movie's not like straight up awful. It's got a lot of problems. Some really glaring flaws. But it's good. When it's good, it's really good. Like that, I was watching the final battle scene, and I was like, I'm totally about this. Aquaman was great. Flash was great. I have a problem with how they changed Batman from... Okay. They changed... The one thing I always say about Batman vs. Superman, I even said it earlier, was that they got Batman spot on. Except the killing part. That was a little off. That was a little weird. But even if you want to twist it to his character that he like kind of lost his way and he was just pure anger... But I always like the idea with Batman, and they said it perfectly in Batman Begins. I know they're not connected, but they said that he's like, Rachel, that's just a mask. It doesn't define me. And she's like, no, you're Bruce Wayne. That's the mask. Batman is your real identity.
Yeah. And
I thought that they did that perfectly in Batman versus Superman. And in Justice League, it seems like they just completely flipped it. And then, no. Bruce Wayne's Bruce Wayne, Batman's just the mask. They like flipped it because it is a complete tone shift.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to avoid being anything like Batman versus Superman because it's really jokey. It has a lot of joking scenes in it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of serious points in there, but and I'm not trying to do any spoilers on it, but yeah, it has really hit or miss CGI, and like when it misses, it's really miss. I don't know if you heard about the whole controversy about Superman's mustache. Have you heard about that? Oh, okay. So the look on your face clearly says, no, you have not. Because of the reshoots.
Is this like the Superman mullet?
No.
It's not that bad?
No. What happened was because they did the reshoots, they had to call everyone back.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, is currently doing a movie where he has a mustache, and he's required to have the mustache. He can't shave it.
Yeah.
So they digitally erased his mustache. But there's just something really odd when you look at Superman and his upper lip. And a lot of people were like, it's so noticeable. And I was watching and I'm like, it's not that terrible, but there's definitely something wrong with his face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I mean, I guess it's kind of spoiler alert that Superman is back in the movie, but everything about it is just... His name, the S is in the poster.
Yeah.
Like it says like you can't save the world alone, I believe is what it says, and Superman is in the saves. Yeah. Like his S. Yeah. So it's not that big of a shock, but yeah, okay, so that might have been my only spoiler I'm going to give. And so there are a lot of bad, and it does feel very jumpy.
Yeah.
It does feel like it jumps all over the place. And a lot of people say that, and it's 2 hours, and a lot of people say, oh, well, it should have been longer. I don't know. I kind of was fine with it just being 2 hours because Batman vs. Superman was almost 3 hours, and that was unbearable. Unbearable.
Yeah.
And so I don't think the movie's as bad as it should be. Its Rotten Tomatoes like 37 or something like that. I think that's a little harsh. I'd say maybe like a 50 to 60 range is fair.
Yeah.
For it. Because it's problems.
Well, you know how any of this... We'll probably get into this when we talk about...
Well, its audience rating and its critic rating are like 38 and like 89. It might be lower. It might be more like...
Critics gave it an 89?
No. The user rating is like 89. It's in the 80s. It's either like 83... Between 83 and 89, I can assure you on that.
Yeah.
But then its critic rating is garbage. So, I mean, clearly some people are having a good time with it, but... I mean, it's finally made
Let's be honest here. That's what's more important, is that fuck what the critics say. If the end user really is we should be shooting for.
Yeah, but for some reason, no one's going out and seeing the goddamn thing.
Well, because people are listening to the critics and not.
Yeah, I mean, I think critics have some point of it, but I think it's Batman vs Superman.
Well,
I just think they see that as the direct sequel to Batman vs Superman, and I think
if
it
think
pissed
about
off
a
a lot of
legitimate
people.
film critic that's gonna like psychoanalyze how this scene was shot or something, the average viewer is not gonna fucking care about that and not gonna even.
No, I think a lot of the people who see it are like, yeah, it's not that bad. There's problems with it, but it's not that bad.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, the critics are going to be more critical than any normal moviegoer is going to be.
Yeah, but also to me it's almost like a Transformers effect that they're just like, oh god, we're just expecting these to be fucking awful. But Wonder Woman was the one before it, and they loved it. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I had a good time with it. I was sitting there like, oh god, that flaw, and some of the jokes don't really hit, specifically a lot of with Batman. Like, Batman's awesome, but Batman's not funny. I've never seen Batman where he's funny.
He's not Spider-Man.
No, and that's what almost...
Is he telling corny jokes like Spider-Man?
No, he's not telling corny jokes. He's, almost like Tony Stark-ish, where he's snarky at some moments, and he's like, oh, I'm rich, I can do whatever I want. Like, one of the lines in the movie...
That's totally not him at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like, the tone shift.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just my thoughts on it. I mean, do you have anything else you want to throw in there? You don't really have any...
No, I mean, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it. I mean, I think it's worth a rent.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to rent it at, like, a Redbox, or if it comes on, like, HBO, watch it. It's okay.
It'll probably make its way to Netflix or something soon.
Well, wow, that's a great way to go into the next topic.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Adam, Harley Quinn TV show has been announced. An animated show.
I'm already not interested.
Okay. Well,
who's doing the animation? Is it like the Batman the Animated Series crew, or?
No. Here's the thing. I am not really sure who it is being developed by. It's being developed for DC's digital streaming service.
So something that I'm not going to use.
Most likely. Yeah. Unless this show is super critically received and well liked.
We should talk a little bit about net neutrality later, because that has something to do with that. But let's continue with this thought line.
I'm probably not going to go into net neutrality with you, but we can see. We'll see at the end of the show if you want to.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
what do you want to say?
Well, it has something to do with all these companies coming up with their own streaming services instead of using the ones that already. They're like trying to compete with.
Oh,
Netflix.
That's fine. No, okay, yeah. You want to talk about that? That's fine.
Yeah, well, like one of the things, like, if they repeal net neutrality, these companies will be able to pay Verizon, Comcast, whatever, to prioritize their streaming service over Netflix.
Yeah,
and obviously Warner Brothers and Disney have way more money than Netflix or Hulu or Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not Amazon, but all these streaming services could possibly.
Hold that thought, because I'll go through the rest of these little, like, points here.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about that, because I agree.
I just think that's why all these companies are coming up with their, like, own.
Yeah.
Like, Disney's coming up with their own Now
Yeah.
Warner Brothers is coming up with their own for the DC streaming service.
Yeah,
Like,
it's getting a little ridiculous.
They're getting ready for this to happen.
Oh, I know. So here's the thing. It's 26. The Harley Quinn TV show is 26 episodes, and it's being geared more towards adults.
Whatever.
Okay. The service is expected to go up around like 2018, and throughout they're going to be doing like exclusive shows just for the thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like Star Trek Discovery did with CBS All Access. The only reason why I subscribed to that was to watch Star Trek, and then as soon as I was done, unsubscribed to that.
Yeah.
I was done with that.
Well, that's like I did with Showtime on PlayStation Vue.
Yeah.
As soon as Twin Peaks was over, I was gone.
You're done.
Yeah.
So the other things that are being added to the show to try to entice people, and if you're going to do anything to entice people, Harley Quinn's probably the most, I don't want to say the most, but if you had to say the top 5 most recognizable DC characters right now, Harley Quinn's up there.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably, most people don't even know what the hell she is. They just kind of affiliate like Joker and Harley Quinn. And a big part of why Suicide Squad was successful is because everybody like loves Harley Quinn for some weird reason. And that's kind of what I was getting at a little earlier with the Suicide Squad comment was I like Harley Quinn as the character, but I'm really getting tired of everyone trying to make like Harley Quinn to be this like good guy or this really strong, independent girl whenever she's a victim of abusive relationships. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the people are going around like every single time you go into like a Hot Topic or an FYE, or if there even are any more FYEs around, or Spencer's, another one that's probably not really around too much.
No, they both still exist, I think.
I think only in our area. Like they're going
really?
Like I don't know any other mall that has an FYE besides ours in Robinson here.
I was in Warren, Ohio for
case in point.
But yeah, it's Warren, Ohio.
You had to think to another state of another place that had one. But either way, Hot Topic, we'll use that as a better example. There's Harley Quinn shit everywhere.
Yeah, okay, but like
people wearing wallets, chains, shirts, and it's
we're talking about Hot Topic here.
Well, I'm talking about anything. There's Harley Quinn shit all over the place.
If you're
like, I'm so over Harley Quinn.
If you're looking for a place where like played out shit is gonna be, Hot Topic is the place to go to get it.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the other thing: like Harley Quinn, even in the new Injustice game,
she's a playable character.
She's a good guy in it. She's a good guy.
Okay. Well, like I know that like in the comics and whatever, she's sort of been like a gray area.
Yeah, they're like turning her from like a straight up villain to like an anti-hero. I will applaud what Injustice 2 did, because in Injustice 2, Harley Quinn is like the Joker's dead.
Yeah.
Died in the first one. And Harley Quinn's getting over him, and she's having like nightmares of him coming back.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I'm done with you. You're a shitty person. I hate you." And that's how it should be. But they just people idolize Harley Quinn, and it's like, oh my god, that is not that's like people who walk around like idolizing the Joker. You shouldn't idolize these people. They're not good people.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So Harley Quinn show, I think, is a smart idea to get people in there. There's hints going around that they're trying to get Margot Robbie, who played Harley Quinn,
to do the voice,
which would be fine. I would honestly prefer if they got the girl that they did for the new Harley Quinn and Batman movie they just did. She was pretty good. I thought that would actually be way better, and it'd probably be way cheaper.
Who did the voice in the animated series?
I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's Tara. It's not Tara Strong, who did Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls.
I don't know.
Let me find out. The voice actor for Harley Quinn was Arlene Sorkin. She was the one who did the one that you know all over the place. The one who was in like the original Arkham Knight game, Arkham Asylum game. I believe she was the voice in either Injustice 1 or 2, but then I think they switched. It sounds the same in like she still gets cast every once in a while.
Yeah.
But they cast somebody else as for the new animated DC movie. It's called Harley and Batman, which was supposed to be pretty good. I'm gonna check it out because I just bought the big 30 movie edition all on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It comes tomorrow, and I can't wait for that. I'm so excited for that. So here's the other things that are coming with this DC service here is a live-action Teen Titans show. And I was like, cool. Okay, live-action Teen Titans show might be bad. And then I was like, oh, no. It's being created by the same people who do all the other CW shows that I'm just not about. Like Arrow, Flash, Heroes of Tomorrow. Your face is so fucking awful looking. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I honestly, Teen Titans has an entire television network to itself, so I mean, really doesn't need a fucking live action series.
What do you mean it has a network?
Cartoon Network is just Teen Titans Go Network.
Oh, yeah.
Adult Swim comes on.
Do you remember the animated one? The one before Teen Titans Go? It has all the same voice actors from Teen Titans Go?
No.
Oh, you know.
I hate those character designs, so no, I would never watch that.
Wait, the Teen Titan Go character designs are terrible. Did you not see the original one?
I don't know. Were they like full size real people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, dude, that's a good show.
Really?
It lasted 5 seasons, and then they canceled it on a big cliffhanger. I was kind of hoping when they said Teen Titans show that they would continue that, but
they did.
But they have all the voice actors for Teen Titans Go, and Teen Titans Go is a huge success, even though I think it's unbearable. There's actually an episode.
Most people think it's unbearable.
Yeah, well, that's because there's actually. I'm not even exaggerating. I'll show you the video after the show. But there is an episode of Teen Titans Go where they watch an old episode of the original animated show.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is so much better. Look at this. This has story. Look at the animation. It looks so real. And like, they're literally...
It's probably the same animation team and they're pissed.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it is. Because they're told they had to get rid of it. And they're like, man, they watched the whole show. And at the end, they're like, that's it? It left on a cliffhanger, and it's the most like meta thing I've ever seen, but it's so good because they honestly say every complaint that people have with Teen Titans Go after watching the original show, and I have the original show. It's great. It really is. And then they are bringing back Young Justice, which was just another Teen Titans animated show that I wasn't a big fan of. But it got canceled, and it had this really decent following.
Yeah.
So it was originally going to go to Netflix until DC said, we're going to do our own streaming. And so they're kind of luring people with, hey, you want to watch Young Justice again? Wink. Get this new streaming service. And I'm sorry, if they said that they were going to continue the original animated Teen Titans, I'd think about it. I really would. That's how good that show was.
I don't know about that.
It was a really good show, and they never relied.
You know what they'd have to pull out for me to...
Well, they'd have to cancel Teen Titans Go because the whole voice acting cast from that show is in Teen Titans Go. Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah.
And the one thing I liked about Teen Titans, the show, was that it never relied too heavily on saying, like, hey, I'm Robin. I could always go get Batman. I think they reference Gotham, and that's like it. I don't think they ever actually say Batman in that show. They don't mention any of their superior guys. Like,
because then they'd have to bring them in.
Yeah, but they don't.
Yeah,
and I always thought that was good because it was just about those characters, and it was they have Deathstroke in there who's not really Deathstroke. They just call him Slade, and it's a good show. So this is where it kind of goes up to where I'm talking about with what you were going to bring up, and then what I wanted to bring up was these streaming services.
They're popping up left and right.
It's
I think
becoming more expensive than if you just bought cable again. I much prefer these streaming services over cable because cable's trash now. But it's getting ridiculous. I mean, I'm all my services with Amazon, Hulu, Netflix. If you want to include the CBS that I paid for like 2 months, I'm gonna buy it again when Star Trek comes back because it's like mid-season.
You add that all up, it's like $30 a month.
Yeah, especially because Netflix is now going up to $10.99.
Since when? Wow.
I just got an email today saying that your subscription is going to be going up to $10.99. I was like, really?
Whatever. That's only $1 increase.
Yeah, I know, but it was originally $7.99.
Yeah. It was $7.99 before they even had streaming.
I know, it's just getting a little ridiculous. And then I still contend that Hulu is still my favorite streaming service. Hulu has everything I want.
Hulu has more shit, but Hulu's menu is fucking garbage.
Yeah, it was fine just the way it was, and then they completely fucked it up.
Well,
It still is good on the... They never updated the the phone app. The phone app is the old menu. The new one is so difficult. Like, I watch It's Always Sunny, like, every time I turn that thing on. Why is it not the first thing that shows up? Why is it telling me I want to watch Man Seeking Woman? Good show. But why is it telling me you should watch Man Seeking Woman when I've just watched It's Always Sunny and Rick and Morty?
Here's why. Because Man Seeking Woman paid to be advertised to you.
Man Seeking Woman is canceled.
But I'm saying they will pay to be advertised to you.
They're just doing it because it's FX. Like, hey, you might like this. They're probably tired of... Like, they want to get something out of what they paid for these...
I guess.
For these shows, which Hulu's the only one that's going to be streaming It's Always Sunny soon for a while. It's leaving Netflix soon. I know. Well, you have my Hulu.
Yeah.
That's why you can... That's great if you want to watch It's Always Sunny.
I have my brother's Netflix, I have your Hulu, and I pay for Amazon Prime.
You know how much, like, everybody bumps off my Hulu. Everybody bumps off my Hulu. I think like 5 people have that thing.
Your mom and your sister have an account. I know that for sure.
My brother has an account. No. My sister has my account. My mom has my account. You have my account. My one friend has my account, and my brother has my account. So yeah, that's
5 people
plus me.
Mm-hmm.
6 people work off that account. So, okay, Adam. Gambit. What are your thoughts on Gambit? I know you like Gambit.
I'm excited. I don't know anything about it yet, but I mean,
well, you know who's starring, right?
Did they change it?
No.
Still Channing Tatum?
Still Channing Tatum.
Whatever.
You happy with that?
I mean, he's better in comedy movies, but I'll live with it.
That's why I'm wondering if he's going to be a little snarky.
Like, as long as he has the Cajun accent.
Oh, he can do it.
He can do.
He definitely can. He might actually be from, like, Louisiana, which is where mostly the whole movie is going to be taking place, because they say that most of the filming is going to be New Orleans.
Yeah, that's fine.
He is Alabaman. Is that how you say the people from
Alabama?
Alabama, man.
He's from the biggest tax hole in the United States.
Well, he's close enough. I've seen interviews where he does the Cajun accent, and it's good. I'm pretty happy with how that's going to be started, because I think he's too bulky. He's huge to be Gambit. I kind of think of he's like thinner, but like leaner. Mm-hmm. So apparently, as I said, it's going to be mostly shot in Louisiana, and that's perfect. Yeah. I mean, where else would you film that thing? So they're keeping the plot kind of under wraps. The only thing that's only been kind of like hinted at is that they're trying to do like a heist movie like Ocean's 11, which I think that's great.
Well, yeah, because he was a criminal before he joined the X-Men.
Yeah. And it gives an excuse to throw cards around. You know?
Yeah.
So,
did they tell you who the villain's going to be?
Wasn't
there rumors that it was going to be like Mr. Sinister?
That's what they're still kind of hinting at. As it said, they apparently what happened was Mr. Sinister was the planned person, but this script has gone through so many changes.
Yeah, who knows?
But the great thing I'm hearing is there's no word on what its rating is aiming for. And to be honest, you don't need to do an R-rated Gambit movie. It's not needed. I don't think so. I've never taken Gambit as needs to be R. Like Deadpool, I felt like you could have done PG-13, but the only reason why I would have liked that is if he would bleep himself out and then talk about how he's getting bleeped.
Yeah.
And then maybe slip like one. He's like, "Oop, that's the only one we're allowed, guys." I don't think you need to do that with Gambit. Gambit's not super violent. He's not super vulgar. He's more like a gentleman, if anything. Yeah. Gambit's more like a gentleman type of character.
Well, he's like your typical Southern gambly type guy.
Yeah. It's just not needed to be an R-rated movie. If they do R, okay, I'll kind of be like, really? Okay. But what Channing Tatum said in an interview is that because Deadpool and Logan were so successful, it's allowing them to do what they want and get away with a little bit more with the script. So if they wind up getting an R rating, I'm sure that they'll be like, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, as long as they're not like just shooting for an R rating, just to shoot for an R rating, because it's annoying.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people...
It's like gratuitous.
That's what a lot of people complained about Logan, was that it didn't need to be an R rating, and I actually contend that. I think that it works for the character, and just... I mean, he gets the shit kicked out of him in that movie. And I mean, yeah, they kind of people are like, oh, he's just saying fuck just to say fuck. But in some of the scenes, it just works.
Yeah.
And I still think that Logan is one of the best movies this year. I'd still say it's maybe the best X-Men movie. Maybe that between X-Men 2, in my opinion. But, and you haven't seen Logan, but man, Logan's so good. You really should watch Logan.
Okay.
Just watch it.
All right.
Well, you always say all right, but then you don't watch them.
Yeah.
You're the worst about that. How many of my Marvel movies do you still have? You've had those for almost a year. How many of those have you watched? Like 5?
I don't know.
I don't even think you've watched 5.
Ant-Man. Thor. Did I watch Thor 2? No, I didn't watch Thor 2 yet. Iron Man.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which you liked.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't dislike any of them except for maybe Thor.
I gave you like all 15 though.
Yeah, you at the time when you let me borrow them, it was everything that was out.
Get on it.
Right.
I'm not. I said I want. I'm like I want to lend you Logan, but I know I'm like you won't watch it. So
I will eventually.
Yeah, well, I don't want. I'm not lending out my movies to you for 2 years.
I know, but come on, other shit came out and I had to watch it.
You're like watching nature documentaries.
No, I don't watch nature documentaries. Joanne watches nature documentaries.
You're there. You could say like, hey, how about, hey, I got 15 movies here. I got to get one of these back to Bob.
All right, so this is gonna be a lesson in being married for Bobby. No.
So yeah,
she says she wants to watch nature documentaries. She watches nature documentaries.
Well, then I'm gonna have to give her a shit next time. Like, hey, Joanne. So when
you already did. What did you give her shit about? She
Blade
didn't
Runner.
like something. Yeah, she didn't like Blade Runner, and Bobby sent her a text message that my wife. It says you just have shit taste in movies.
Oh, we got into this big argument about how I've actually gotten into a couple arguments with people. Wow, I'm just like, you have shit taste when it comes to movies. I got into an argument with someone about how I think Return of the King is the best Lord of the Rings, and they're like, The Fellowship of the Rings is the best one. I'm like, no, that's just wrong. and then it pissed me off because then she was like, well, you're a hipster for liking Return of the King. I'm like, what? No! Everybody loves Return of the King. What are you talking about? It has the most Oscars of any movie. like clearly I'm not. No, you like the worst one. That is the worst one.
Yeah, you like the test run. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, and I was like, what's the best scene in that movie? She's like, oh, I'm like, what's the best scene in Lord of the Rings? She's like, the scene when they're hiding under the log and the ring wraith pops over. And I'm like, okay, that's a good scene. My scene's better. And it's the scene, you've seen Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Best scene in the whole entire series is whenever Aragorn is crowned king and he's going through the crowd. He sees the hobbits kneel and he says, you bow to nobody. And he bows. That is like goosebumps. Yeah. How good that scene is. I love that scene so much. I like how we went from Gambit to Lord of the Rings, but that's how we do it on the Guys Talking About Shit podcast.
There's no structure here.
There is none.
Total
we're also fresh to this again, so it's it's all
been a while.
Yeah, so we got to learn about getting our structure back on point.
We're loosening up our podcast buttholes.
Yes. What? Okay, Adam. How much do you want to talk about Battlefront 2's controversy debacle?
My god. Where do we start? Do we start with the international investigation into whether or not it should be regulated as gambling? Do we talk about
why don't we start off...
that they completely broke every promise that they made after they fucked up the first game? Do we start talking about how loot boxes are affecting gaming right now?
Let's go with the loot boxing.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on loot boxing? Obviously, besides from what you just said.
Okay, so I don't care about loot boxes that have cosmetic shit in them. I play Counter-Strike Go. That's all Counter-Strike Go is like loot boxes with fucking skins in them for your guns. Doesn't affect your gameplay at all. The problem is that in games like Shadow of Mordor or
which is also EA.
It
seems to be that EA is the biggest of this.
EA is probably the biggest offender. I'd say
because isn't Overwatch, which is a huge, isn't that mostly cosmetic shit?
Yeah, everything.
Nothing is
none of that is gameplay
power ups.
Yeah, none of that is gameplay.
That's what I thought, because no one gives a shit about that.
Yeah, and that's Activision Blizzard. Overwatch is.
Yes.
And then I'd say it'd probably be EA is definitely hands down the biggest offender here.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is locking like actual game content behind RNG loot box paywalls.
What's RNG?
Random number generation.
Oh, okay.
So it's just the chance that you get something is totally randomly selected by.
So one of the big deals was, this is the one that everybody flipped shit about, because it seemed that Battlefront was okay to a point. It seemed that the last 2 weeks.
The first Battlefront?
No. I mean, Battlefront 2 was kind of viewed as okay. It was the last 2 weeks. It was the last 2 weeks of the show, not the show, Jesus. The last 2 weeks before release of the game, that they just started throwing all this shit out there. That just was like,
well, yeah, they did the beta, and the loot boxes were in the fucking beta.
Yeah, and people were like, "This is game breaking."
Yeah,
like
it was game breaking then
because it's pay to win.
They claimed that they fix it.
You pay, you win.
It's definitely pay to win, but it's also the level of pay to win that it is.
Yeah,
which I don't know if you took down any of those numbers or the.
I took down a couple of them. Okay. One of the things that pissed off a lot of people was that the amount to unlock the heroes was very high. Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, who clearly are the most popular of the game.
Yeah, they're like series standard characters.
Yeah, ones that you shouldn't have to unlock heroes. They're one of the biggest parts of the game when you want to play.
Those are the two default heroes that you should probably have.
Yes. And then the ones could be whatever. But either way, I think they should have been unlocked like in the first game.
Yeah.
But okay. 40,000 credits, which the game's based on star card like credits. 40,000 credits needed to unlock one of them. Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker were both 40,000 credits. Now, okay. Well, how much do you get about each box? Mostly from what I've seen, you get around like 320 credits if you win a match.
Yeah.
So, but either way, somebody
I can't remember. Shit, who was I? It might have been Angry Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Where he was talking about how he scored number 1 or he scored number 2.
He was. I saw the video myself. Actually, he had him, and he was playing. He was playing with somebody who's like a major league gaming guy,
and got like 50 kills and 2 deaths or something.
He had number 1, and he was like number 13.
And they got the same amount of credits.
Yeah, that was during the beta, but he did play recently.
Well, there's a cap out.
Yeah, he played it recently, and the guy who he was playing with again only got about 10 extra points, 10 extra credits than he did, and it was the same style. Like, it's clearly still really messed up. And so what happened was somebody on Reddit kind of did a little bit of math and put together that it probably would take about 40 hours to acquire, based on the amount of credits that you get per game and the lockouts and all that, from the standard mode, the arcade mode that locks you out after like 8 hours of play.
5 games, I think.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. That it would take about 40 hours to acquire just one.
Of gameplay.
Gameplay.
Not of time in general.
Yeah, 40 hours of gameplay just to unlock one of them.
And how many heroes are in the game?
I think it's double. I think it's 16. I think it was 8 in the last one. It's either it was 6 in the last one, and there's like 12 or 14 or something like that in this one. So if you want to unlock both Darth Vader and Luke, it would take about 40 hours of gameplay, and that's not buying anything else. That's
That's
buying
not
not buying
any
guns,
upgrades.
not buying upgrades. That's just strictly just to get Luke or Darth. And so when someone pulled that out during an Ask Me Anything with AEA on Reddit, and this is kind of the one that everybody goes to whenever it comes to when
Well,
you talk
I
about...
think it was DICE. It was actually DICE, the developers, not EA, the publisher.
Oh, wasn't EA the publisher? Okay, well, either way, it was the most generated PR bullshit answer I've read, where it says, in our games, we like everyone to have a sense of accomplishment whenever... I'm just paraphrasing this. I'm not... even though I have the computer right in front of me, I could just read it, but I'm not going to. It's a big, long paragraph. But long story short, it pretty much says, in our games, we like everyone to have a sense of accomplishment and pride for what they work for in our games.
Yeah.
And it has, let me see, 600,000 downvotes.
It's up to 600,000 now?
And that's the article that I pulled that from, that information, was only like 3 days ago. So, it is, I think people just, it is officially the most downvoted comment in all of Reddit history. Yeah. I think prior to that, the closest one was like 23,000.
Yeah, I think it's like 27 or something.
Yeah, I hope that I didn't write another 0, but I'm pretty sure I was positive when it said 60,000 downvotes. Its Metacritic score is only 0.09. It went up from 0.08. And that's out of 10. Out of, did I write out how many? Oh, damn it. I believe it was out of 5,000, like 5,400 users.
Review, yeah.
And it was 0.09. It's currently at a 69%. Critically, yeah. Out of 100. So, it's not looking too good.
No.
On the PR side of it. People are pissed off about it.
Well, let's talk about this too while we're here. So what EA talked about doing was temporarily disabling the Lootbox system.
They did
which
it the day before it released, because they knew it was a shitstorm.
But in that announcement, they talk about how those transactions will eventually come back in a different form.
Yes. So
let me tell you the story of New Coke. Coca-Cola used to be sweetened with sugar, and everybody likes Coca-Cola for the most part. Not everybody does, but you know what I mean. It's clearly like the most world-recognized soft drink. Then they brought out New Coke, and everybody fucking hated New Coke. It tasted like shit, and they're like, we want the old Coke back. And Coke brought back the old Coke because the New Coke thing was a marketing strategy.
To get people to buy more Coke?
No, to get people to demand the old Coke formula back. And they did bring it back, but they changed out the sugar for high fructose corn syrup because it was cheaper. And people hadn't been drinking real Coke for so long, they didn't notice the difference. And Coke is still made with high fructose corn syrup today. And that's exactly what they're doing with this. We're going to take away the loot box. This is the new Coke period. They're going to take away the loot boxes. People are going to go out and buy this game and think, oh, they fixed it.
Yeah, and then they're going to add
it all back.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back. And you know what they're going to probably do it with? So that people who are just buying the game can do catch-up.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do. But they did remove it. I don't think the game, honestly, is selling too much. Like, I'm sure the game is doing fine.
I'm pretty sure they're losing money, actually.
It's being, like, boycotted everywhere. Like, everywhere I go, there's just a shitload of copies. Like, I think people are... There's so much... When, like, Fox News and CNN are reporting about this, like, possible gambling game...
But, yeah, let's talk about that, too. Yeah, that's good. That's a good place to go.
Okay, go ahead.
So, the state of Hawaii...
Oh, yeah, I have that.
Is getting involved. France, Belgium, I think Germany, China.
They're one of their representatives in Hawaii. I wrote it down. Chris Lee calls it predatory practices in online gaming and significant financial consequences it can have on children. And he also called it a Star Wars-themed online casino designed into luring kids into spending money. And so... And I was like, man,
they're fucked.
That is not good. And you know what else? The other representative, because I think...
There's 2 states in the United States that are public about it. There's like 7 states currently.
Yeah, they said that they're currently looking into it, but they're not like coming out with it yet. But the other representative, Sean Quinlan, compared the idea of this, because it's Star Wars, to the idea of Joe Camel and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then they had, it was actually, I watched the whole video. Then they had the concerned mom. Then they had like a church minister or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, the church minister, whatever. The mom, okay, that's fine. Then they bring out this, big fucking fat dude. I don't know, he's not huge, but he's just a dude in like a fucking Hawaiian shirt. Yeah. Like the whitest guy they could find. And he's just like, I don't really like this. And as a gamer, I find this really concerning. Like, and I'm like, shut the fuck up and sit down.
Let's talk about the Australian government.
They brought out a guy to represent gamers.
The Australian government, somebody sent them a letter, and the Australian government responded and talked about how there's gamers in the government and that they're looking into it as well.
Oh my god.
So,
yeah, they're saying that legislation, they're working with other states for possible legislation, and it's just, that's not the publicity you want, especially when your movie comes out a month. That movie comes out in seriously 20 days.
Yeah.
And well, and your image of Star Wars, yeah, they fucking straight up told them, get rid of this shit.
Yep.
Yeah, EA, because I'm not going to say this, Disney has not had the greatest luck with Star Wars this year. There's been a lot, like everything they put out with Star Wars, there's always some sort of controversy behind it. And it hasn't been good. Like, first it was the two people who directed the Lego movie were originally panned. They were canned, but they were penned to direct the Han Solo movie. And the thing was is that the Han Solo movie was apparently having so many issues, they weren't liking the way it was looking, that they straight up fired the guys and brought on Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Then they're like, this is what we want to do. So they fired them. Then they had the guy who was going to do Star Wars Episode 9, Colin Trevorrow, I believe, who I think did that Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I believe that is the same guy, Colin Trevorrow. I'm pretty positive it is. But then he got shit canned off of Star Wars Episode 9, and then they brought on J.J. Abrams. They're having all these issues with the filming. The only one who hasn't been having an issue was their Rian Johnson, who did Last Jedi, Episode 8. So they're happy with him, but there's been all this like negative stuff about like, man, are these movies going to turn out okay? So Disney's image is like, oof, like that's not good. When you're losing directors back and forth firing and you can't get your vision right, that doesn't look good. And so then this happens. When Star Wars is being plastered all over the news as Star Wars, a.k.a. gambling ring, on Star Wars predatory actions for children. Yeah. Online Star Wars casino.
Yeah.
Like, being compared to Joe Camel. Like, that's not good.
Yeah, this is bad press. This is bad press
so
for
Disney
EA,
said,
and it's bad
get
press
that
for
shit
Disney.
out of there.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney maybe looks into maybe getting someone else to have the rights.
I hope they do.
I hope they do too, because it's fucking amazing. And I just feel bad for DICE. I posted, like my friends, people made fun of me.
Here's what's going to happen.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is what EA does. They use their little corporate octopus tentacles and they fucking strangle every studio that they buy to death, and then they just throw it to the side. That's what they did with Visceral. That's what they did with LucasArts. That's what they do.
I miss LucasArts.
Well, yeah, because they made good fucking Star Wars games.
Pandemic? Didn't they do?
Yeah, they killed Pandemic.
The original creators of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2.
Yep.
I saw a bunch of
Mercenaries and the Saboteur.
Oh yeah, the Mercenary games. I remember the Mercenary games. I loved all the comments, because if you go into any of because they're posted all over the place, the Facebook EA games, one of the most highly thumbs up comments is heroes are purchased in the marketplace. And the tagline of the game is heroes are born on the battlefield, and it just heroes are bought in the market store or in the store. And so like everybody's getting in on just ripping them apart. And then I think I posted a gif of Jabba the Hutt holding Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And it just says EA's hold on DICE.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly, because DICE made a good game. The game, from what I heard,
what I hear, it's a massive gameplay improvement over the original battle. Well, I don't want to say the original, but like, what was it, Battlefront 2015 or whatever?
Yeah, whatever that one's called, EA Battlefront.
Yeah,
it specifically says like Battlefront EA, Star Wars Battlefront EA, and the one thing I'm kind of just disappointed is I kind of want to just buy a used copy so I can get through the story mode and just put it down because the story mode's only like 4 hours. Yeah.
That's not much.
If you play it on like normal difficulty, it's like 4 hours, and if you play it on a harder one, it can get a little more out of it. But apparently, from what I hear, it's not the greatest story. But here's the one thing that I'm kind of I want to find out, because there's a possible idea of who Rey's parents are in that game.
That sounds like some bullshit that they threw in there. I'm
not trying to give the spoiler, but it makes sense. It really does. Because the last level takes place on Jakku. And it's just like... I heard it. I heard the plot because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get this game. And I was like, now I kind of want to know it because I've been really getting into the Star Wars canon recently. Like, my new job has me driving around a lot.
Yeah.
So I've been doing audiobooks.
And you've been doing some of the Star Wars
I've been doing some of the Star Wars ones, and I've been enjoying them, at least from what I have. And, you know, if that's a possibility, that this Star Wars campaign has something to do with the plot moving forward.
Yeah.
That'll suck. Unless they just, and whenever I see Last Jedi and they completely get rid of it.
Why don't you just watch it on YouTube?
Oh, yeah. I could just do that. That actually
And then you pay EA $0.
Well, if I buy it used, I'm not giving them anything, am I?
No, yeah, but you're wasting money on something that you're going to play for 4 hours and then never touch again.
I've done that before. I bought Heavenly Sword.
Yeah, but Heavenly Sword's a good game.
Yeah, I know, but it is only like 4 hours. Okay. Adam, we've been kind of away from, obviously, our little show here. And we missed a lot this year when it came to gaming.
Yeah, a lot of news.
I was going to see, I'm going to pull up a little article. This is a Forbes article for the best-selling games of October. And let me see. Okay. Well, for some reason that's saying cannot connect. I think I might have fucked up the link. But Forbes top games October. Let's see. There we go. Here are the best-selling games of the month. And so the best-selling console for this month is the Switch.
Good for Nintendo.
Yeah. And
I've actually been considering finally picking one
I know, and for a while, like you obviously, we didn't mention this on the podcast because I don't think the Switch was out by the time we had that podcast.
I think they were still announcing it.
Were they?
Yeah, like I think like it was still in like the announcement and like it's coming soon phase.
Okay.
The last time that we recorded something.
You know what? I think you're right. I think last time we recorded, we actually at least had a mention of what the name of the thing was. And I think the last one we actually recorded and posted was one about when they released the specs about the Switch. I honestly think that might have been the last one we did.
I think so.
So here's so we have the Switch was the highest selling system this month. Mm-hmm. And apparently it has sold up to 5.39 million units. And that was according...
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was a July 2017 update. That was in July. And the Wii U, in its whole lifespan, only sold 13.5
million units?
Yeah.
Worldwide?
Worldwide. Yeah.
That's why it had no fucking games.
Yeah, I know. But the games that did come out on it were really good.
Some of them.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Star Fox. And so, here's the one thing.
Star Fox gets a 0 out of 10 from me.
What's up?
I said Star Fox gets a 0 out of 10 from me.
That's
those fucking god-awful controls.
Oh, awful. So, here were the top games for October. We had Middle-earth: Shadow of War, I'm actually kind of surprised at that because that came out. I guess it sold as many copies. Number 2 was Assassin's Creed Origins, which
we all longtime listeners will know that I'm not a fan of Assassin's Creed.
Why are you putting just you?
I don't know. Do you like it?
No, fuck no, I don't like it.
All right,
it's the same fucking game. It's fucking shitty. Every time I watch it, I'm like, ugh. And I know some people like it. I know some really like people who like good games, who like those games.
So do I. I know people that, but like, I'm not touching Assassin's Creed. I don't care if I didn't play Assassin's Creed 3. Let's keep that in mind.
Oh yeah.
I didn't play Assassin's Creed 3.
Well, last one I played was Assassin's Creed 2, and I was like, okay, this game's good. And then I was like, oh, the reviews aren't so good for 3. And then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But people seem to like this Assassin's Creed Origin, but I think the franchise has definitely overstayed its welcome.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is played out as shit.
Yeah, it's definitely overstayed it. Super Mario Odyssey is also on this list.
Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. South Park Fractured Butthole. I mean, that might be one of the best
titles.
Yeah, that or like Irritating Stick.
Yeah.
Or Glover.
Yeah. Glover's a good title.
The rest are like sports games, NBA, FIFA, WWE, Madden, Destiny 2. Grand Theft Auto 5 is still on that list.
I'm surprised about Destiny 2 because they have a lot of like loot box bullshit going on. I just said loot shit.
Loot shit. You might as well keep calling it that.
Keep calling it loot shit.
Yeah, there's still like stuff I'm still surprised on. They're like Rainbow Six Siege is still on this list. Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Well, you know what? I think both those games were on a PSN sale that was like all month long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Legend of Zelda is still on here. But that makes sense if the Switch is the highest selling system this year.
Like
or I mean, not this year. That's wrong. The PlayStation is still the highest selling system by far this year. But this month, and I'm sure probably next month, November here, I'm sure by the end of the probably still be the Switch.
You know what? I went out for Black Friday. I didn't really go out to find anything specifically. And places still had Nintendo Switches, like they weren't sold out. So it seems like the supply issue has been remedied. Somewhat.
Dude, I got my Switch in April. That's the month after it came out. Like I got it like April 10th.
Yeah.
Like really early.
Well, I know there was a period of time where nobody could find any anywhere.
Yeah, and even scalping wasn't that terrible. Like you could get one for like maybe $300. Or no, $350. Sorry.
Yeah. Which
is not that big of a price differential.
Yeah, I mean, I understand scalping. That's not that exorbitant of an increase.
No, that's. I mean, if you include tax and everything that you paid for that thing, I mean, you're probably only looking like 30.
Yeah, you're only making $30-$40.
Yeah, which isn't worth it. Which I think that's why it died.
That's fine.
Yeah, good. Fuck them. So back in this article that I read from 2017, the PlayStation had passed the $62 million mark, while the Xbox One had only hit 30. It's half. The article, I mean, straight up said, I mean, PlayStation sells for every 2 one Xbox sells. Like it's absurd. And now this obviously is from July. I mean, but I can't see like the Xbox. What the hell is the new one called? Xbox
One
X.
X.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can we agree that that Microsoft is the worst at naming consoles?
Yeah.
They're awful.
Xbox, that's a good name. Xbox 360,
stupid
fucking
name.
Dumb name.
If you're gonna do 360, why didn't you just do the 720? And you could have just kept going in circles, and it would have made sense. But then there's Xbox One for being one box to hold it all. It's awful. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna call that shit out, the Nintendo Wii U is also arguably the worst name for a modern console ever.
Yeah, and hence it's a
Didn't
big
sell.
part as to why it didn't sell, because no one knew what the fuck it was. I mean, we used to do retail, and no
People
one
would
knew.
be like, "What's the Wii U? Is that like an add-on? Is that like a new controller?"
And that was like years after it come out.
yeah, like 2 or 3 years after people didn't
How many
know what
Wii
the
U
fuck it
commercials
was.
did you ever see? I think I saw maybe one for Mario Kart or Smash Brothers. Maybe
Mario
one.
Kart and Smash Brothers are probably the only things that I saw.
Yeah. How many Switch commercials have you seen?
Tons.
Tons. Exactly.
Tons.
They put all their eggs in the basket for the Switch. If the Switch would have failed, then Nintendo would have really been hurt on that one, because they put a lot in there. But they're putting out the games. They're putting out games that people want. And they even said that they want to start putting out Switch titles of games that aren't as popular, IPs that aren't as popular, which gives you hope for your F-Zero.
Yes, and not only does that give me hope for F-Zero, that also means that Nintendo's in a comfortable enough place to do shit like budget titles. Like the PlayStation 4 is so comfortable that the PlayStation 4 has budget titles, like a wide selection of budget titles for the first time probably since the PS2. Like, there was budget titles on the PS3, but there's like a lot on the PS4.
Oh, yeah.
I got a soft spot for budget titles because
No,
they're
I know.
usually pretty interesting, and they'll take bigger
Because
risks.
they're just dominating.
Yeah.
They can throw a budget on there, and it'll probably do pretty decently.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, it's not that I have a problem with Xbox. I still do not have an Xbox. When State of Decay 2 comes out, maybe I'll buy like whenever like the original Xbox One, so that I can just play it and be done with it.
Yeah.
I just am not an Xbox One guy. The controller kind of bugs me, and I've gone on record a while back in saying that I love the Xbox One controller, but I play it every once in a while now at my friend's place. He'll have an Xbox One controller. We'll play like Mortal Kombat or something like that, and maybe it's just because I'm accustomed to the PlayStation now, but I'm having a really difficult time with it. It's too small. I still agree with the 360 being one of the best controllers ever made. I still agree with that. Get the hell out of here. It's the perfect controller, I think.
I mean, I don't think the DualShock 3 is super comfortable.
The Switch... Well, no, the Switch controller just pretty much made it a 360 design. It's the Pro controller for the Switch is just a 360 controller with, instead of X, Y, B, and A, it's just like...
B, A, X, and Y.
Yeah, you're right. It's the same fucking button colors.
Yeah, well, and
Numbers.
you want to know why that is? Microsoft stole that from Nintendo.
Well, everybody stole the D-pad from Nintendo too. Mm-hmm. That's funny. I was like sitting there. I'm like, yeah, the Switch Pro controller. It's so much different than even the button. It's the same thing, but the buttons are different. I'm like, no, wait a minute.
Actually, they're not.
It is X. It is X, Y, B, and A.
The difference is you have LR and then ZL and ZR.
Yeah.
Instead of what do they call it? Right bumper and then
Yeah, it's like right bumper and L
and then right trigger.
Yeah,
on Xbox.
Yeah, it's odd. But yeah, so I mean, I think that the state of gaming this year was pretty good. Besides the Battlefront thing, I really don't think there was a lot.
Yeah, besides like the corporate bullshit going on, like,
I just feel
games in general have been pretty good this year, I think.
I feel like Xbox has just been struggling because they have no exclusives.
Well,
there's no reason to buy the system.
Yes.
Like, there's no reason for me to go out and buy
because
it.
The stuff that I was interested in, that I would have eventually bought, everything got canceled. Scalebound got canceled. Phantom Dust got canceled. One of the games, it was one of the launch titles. It was made by Insomniac.
I don't know. I just didn't follow the Xbox One launch that much.
But there was games that came out that I was interested in. Quantum Break is one of them.
I heard that one was awful.
Yeah, they're like, the games that you're interested in, Adam, are terrible, and the other games that you're interested in are never coming out because we've canceled them. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I don't want your system then.
Yeah, I
have no reason to buy it.
That's the thing. I'll buy an original one that's like $50 because someone's just like, please get this paperweight off. I'm like,
that's the same thing I did with the 360. I was like, I'll buy this when I can get it for $50.
See, I was way more a 360 person than I was a PS3. But I also fell out of gaming for like the last couple like years of gaming. So
what do you mean, like console gaming, like that generation?
Yeah, like I missed out on like Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, which I finally played BioShock Infinite.
But I was gonna say the last
game's incredible.
The last 2 or 3 years of that generation, PlayStation 3 was killing it, and you were stuck with the Xbox 360.
No, I had both, but I just originally had an Xbox because I loved Left 4 Dead.
Well,
So.
if he would use a real fucking computer, you could have played Left 4 Dead.
I don't play on the computer. Oh, you're making fun of my Mac. All right, Adam. The GTAS Awards. I just came up with that.
Yeah?
I came up with it while I was writing the notes for today's show. But the GTAS Awards. The Game of the Year. So, me and you have played you and I have played a lot of games this year.
Yeah.
A lot of the time we're just playing games. We don't even speak to each other. We just have each other on the headset and we'll like be like, oh, this game's so good.
Yeah.
You'd be playing Yakuza and I'd be playing Final Fantasy 12 and be like, this game's so good.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, this game is so good. Fuck this karaoke bullshit. Was it the
dancing mini game in Yakuza 0 is a fuck. But anyways,
you bitched so much about that fucking
dude,
game.
I beat harder submissions in the other dancing missions that were more difficult than this one that's like an early dancing mission that I can't clear. I just can't.
It's so stupid. You'd be flipping. You were pissed off about that.
I'm like,
game.
oh my god, I feel like throwing this fucking controller. Like, if I was 12, I'd probably break this TV.
So, what do you want to go? Do you want me to go through my 3, or do you?
Let's just do 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3.
Okay.
And then on.
Okay, so that's good. Okay. Why don't you give me your first honorable mention?
My honorable mention?
Yep.
What do we do? Why are we going backwards? What you want to build to number 1? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are you going to do? 1 and then go to the honorable mention?
I guess.
You're the worst type of people that do that shit. Like when I see a top 10 list on...
And they start with number 1?
Yeah, why would I fucking care? I just saw the number 1. What makes me to...
I just saw number 1.
Why do I want to see the other 9? Yeah. You just showed me 1. Like, that doesn't work.
I guess efficiency. I'm just...
Too efficient. What video have you ever seen on YouTube or something like that does top 10 and then starts with number 1?
None.
Because it's stupid.
Well, I don't know.
It's literally ass backwards.
How many times do you put one of those videos on and then like skip to like the last 2 minutes?
I never do. Because if I don't plan on skipping, unless the video is like just straight up terrible, and I'm like, all right, fuck this. I just want to hear what they say is number 1. Okay. I've done that maybe a couple times.
That's what I'm saying.
But if I see a top 10 video...
I'm just looking out for the people that think that we're terrible and they want to hear number 1 and just fucking close the window.
They wouldn't be listening to this point. They wouldn't be listening like up to like an hour or so into this podcast.
That's true.
They wouldn't give a fuck.
Right.
Okay. What's your honorable mention? Or fucking hate that. It's the big that. Okay, real quick. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. Is when they start one. I mean, I got a lot of pet peeves. But one of my biggest issues when it comes to online stuff.
Yeah.
Is when they do the top 10 and they start with 1 first. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
And 2, when they make you go through each individual page for each fucking number.
Oh my god, that should be illegal. You know why they do that?
Yeah,
so they get ad revenue from every new page load.
Yeah. It's cheap. I hate it. But okay.
Okay, so my honorable mention is going to be a re-release game. It's going to be Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. I've been playing the shit out of that.
Yeah, you still on that?
Yeah, I'm still playing it. I bought it for my wife, and I was watching her play, and I'm like, damn, this looks really good. And now I'm like 20, 25 hours ahead of her. So.
Okay. So you bought you're almost one of those like people that buy your wife something, but then you're like, oh, I'm gonna play the shit out of this.
Yeah, kind of.
You're a horrible person.
I wasn't intending to do that. I don't normally
You just got addicted to it.
Yeah, I don't normally like European fantasy stuff, so like I don't know, it's really good.
I mean, is it any different? You never played the original?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I hated the original.
What do they do in this one that's so different?
The AI isn't absolutely dumb as shit. That's a plus. I mean, like, character creator was pretty basic. The story seems kind of generic, but the gameplay is really good. So
okay.
That's really what the combat is. I wouldn't say it's innovative in any way. Like, it's a very like generic standardy type game, but it's a lot of fun. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Okay. Okay. So I'm torn on my honorable mention. Because it's kind of hard to... My honorable mention is going to be Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I'm really struggling because I'm like, shit. It's between the two. But I'm like, which one stuck with me more is like, that was an experience. And I loved Breath of the Wild. Obviously, it's an honorable mention. It's like my fourth favorite game this year. And the one I wanted to put as an honorable mention that I didn't was another one was the Final Fantasy 12 remake. I loved that. That was really fun too. But Breath of the Wild was just such a good game. I loved the art style of it. The music was great.
Yeah.
The voice acting's a little really wonky, hit or miss type of shit.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest, but gameplay's great. It's the open worldness of it is just done very, very well, and it was good enough to the point where I have it on the Wii U, and I played it on that because I couldn't find a Switch, but I just wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, "Hey, I want to play. I really want to get a Switch, or I want to really play Zelda." But I'm like, I don't have a Switch, or I don't have a Wii U. And I'm like, and it just so happened that like he was mentioning that, and I found a Switch, so I bought Zelda on it, and I was like, here, just erase my data. I'll start over on the Switch, and I'll just play it again. And I played about 20 hours into that originally, so I had to play 20 hours again, and it was really easy.
You got the special edition one that I got, don't
you?
You?
Yeah, that's how I got it from you. And so I had to play 20 hours again, and it was very easy to go through 20 hours of that game. That game is so much you can do. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And my friend, he played it, and he played the shit out of it. I think he played more than I did, but he played on my Wii U, and he didn't notice. So if you have a Wii U but don't have a Switch, it really is not that different to just pick up a Breath of the Wild. I really didn't think it was that big of a difference. Maybe the sound and colors a little...
I don't know why. I got the game, and then I immediately lost my desire to play.
Well, you also didn't even have a Switch. You bought the game on the Switch and didn't even...
Because I was planning on getting a Switch, and then I'm like, I'm not going to get a Switch just to play this game. I lost the desire to play that game.
Yeah.
So.
But, okay, that was my honorable mention. It was tough. I really wanted to put it in the 3, but I think the next 3 I just enjoyed a lot more, unfortunately. Yeah. But go ahead. What is your third?
Hands down, Yakuza 0.
Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
I kind of thought Yakuza would be your, like, 2 or 1, but no, huh?
I don't think...
Oh, no, I have an idea what your number 1 is, but number 2 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yakuza 0, man.
I mean, I'm already a longtime fan of that series.
You talked me into buying it. Because you were showing me all the stuff. Stuff you can do in it is like...
It's a good series.
It's like Shenmue on steroids.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely not... It's not like a... I'd say it's like a spiritual successor to Shenmue.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same type of story.
No. I mean,
it's nearly as serious. It's
just
more...
all the stuff you can do in it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to go play darts? Go play darts. You want to play pool? Go play pool. You could probably beat somebody.
People up in the street with a bicycle. Beat people up in the street with a bicycle.
How far are you on that game, by the way?
I'm in chapter 5. I kind of set it down to...
You set it down for a while, I remember, because I was playing it for a little bit. And
that's what I usually do, is like I'll go back to it and finish it. But yeah, I really love that game. The combat system's excellent. It's got like a really good like level up like progression system. Story's excellent.
And it's prequel to the first one, right?
Yeah, so Yakuza 0 is 1988, and then the first Yakuza game is like 2001 or 2004 takes place in, something like that.
Is it based in the time that it was actually released in?
Yeah.
Okay.
1988, yeah.
No. I mean, Yakuza 1.
The rest of the Yakuza games? I think they're usually like the year before they're released.
Okay.
When they take place.
All right.
Usually.
Okay. My number 2 for the would be... Oh, no, wait. It's my number 3.
You're on 3.
I'm on 3. Nier Automata.
Oh, yeah. That's a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't know what made me pick that up. Like, you told me to pick it up.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that you've told me to pick up that I'm just like, I buy or I don't pick up and I play. I don't know why I started playing that game. I think it's just because you and Tegan were playing a demo of it or something like that.
Yeah.
And you were just talking about how fun it was. And I was watching gameplay and it just looked, the environment was really cool. The enemies are kind of shitty in that game. But the bosses...
designs for the enemies?
Yeah, the little robot circles.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They're terrible, but the boss fights are great. The characters are really cool looking. There's so much. Like, the first part of the game is like a 2D shooter. Then it turns into a beat 'em up. And you would hear me over chat how many times... Like, me bashing these buttons. I was going crazy with it.
Oh, my
And the
gosh.
music is amazing in that game. But there were a couple times where I put on... I remember... I don't know if I told you it, but there's a couple times where I put on Linkin Park, like the old Linkin Park albums while I played it, and I turned the music down, and I'm like, this is fucking dope! This is amazing! Like, it just sounded so cool with this, like, industrial metal, but normally the music, and it's very orchestra style, and it's beautiful. I actually want to get the sound. If they release the soundtrack on, like, a record, I would get that immediately, because it's that good. And there's... The great thing about it is you beat it once, and then you can play as a different character. If you wait all the way through the credits, then you play as another character. Then if you beat it again, you get to play as another character and build through the story. And just the backgrounds, it's a beautiful game. And I think it's an underappreciated gem of this year, and probably it's going to be an underappreciated gem for a good while. I'll probably be promoting that game for the rest of my life. That game is great.
Yeah.
Please check out that game. If anyone... actually listens to this first podcast, please check out. I'll just throw it at the end of each podcast. Nier Automata.
Okay, you ready for my number 2? I think
Nope.
You're not going to be surprised.
Number 2? What?
Wolfenstein 2: New Colossus.
Oh, I completely forgot that you even had that game. You bought the collector's edition with the little action figure.
Little BJ Blazkowicz action figure. So that game is better than the first one, in my opinion.
And you love the first one.
Yeah, I love the first one. I think after the negative reaction from right wingers on the internet, they really went a step further to really shit on Nazis.
I mean the trailer was just kill a Nazi for that's all it talked about was just kill a Nazi for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really kind of were
watching the reaction from the political right in the United States to that game was a treat in and of itself.
Especially that just the awkward level of Nazi rising shit in the U.S.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah,
but I'm not getting into politics. But what? But yeah, go ahead.
And I think once they had that initial reaction, they're like, "Oh, fuck those guys," and they doubled down on it real hard.
Yeah,
yeah, they really. I think they might have even changed some of the things in the game to just make, because they make the Nazis seem like such pieces of shit, and there's so much hidden stuff in that game.
Yeah,
you can sneak up on somebody, hear two people talking about how their commander has pedophile sex parties and shit. They really, really shit all over the Nazis, and they deserve it.
Rightfully so. They deserve to be shit on.
But they didn't do that hard in the first game.
Yeah, they really went.
They really went hard on them because of that reaction. They're like, "Oh, okay, that upset you. Well, fuck you. We're gonna troll you even harder."
Good. That's fine.
And the game itself is really good.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, one of the things they do is in the very first level of the game, because in all the marketing they make it seem like that you've saved Wyatt, and that's just how the game's gonna go.
Yeah.
So that was generally accepted as the story canon, but they give you a chance to revisit that choice from the first game at the beginning, so that you can alter the timeline so that it matches your first playthrough. Of the first.
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
Which I thought was good. I mean, I saved Wyatt in the first game anyway, so. That's the only way you can meet Jimi Hendrix in the first game. But yeah, it's an excellent game, and the last line is fucking amazing. I don't want to just go play it.
Eventually, I'm going to play it. I
Yeah.
think whenever it comes out on the Switch, I might grab it. But number 2, speaking of the Switch, is Mario Odyssey.
Again, not surprising. I've heard nothing but excellent things about that game.
And that's the thing. It was like,
Let me put it to you this way. This is the first time that I'm excited to play a Mario
I know
game
you always shit on Mario games.
Since
It's just
Super Mario 64.
It's just a fun game. It's so like simplistic in its design,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so advanced in a design, if you kind of get where I'm going with that. I mean, I have not had so much fun with just a simple sit down and play game. Now, Zelda is a way more advanced technical marvel of a game compared.
Yeah.
But there's just something about that game that just makes me want to keep playing and get all the costumes, and I just have a lot more fun. And that's a lot of people are like, when I ask people, what do you like more, Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild? A lot of people go Breath of the Wild, but there are still a couple that I've talked to that seem to enjoy it. I just think that you might get pissed off if you, oh no, I'm sorry, Zelda just, I don't think is as fun. This is all just, if you like Zelda more, that's fine. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You like what you want. Like what you do. If you don't like what I
You're
like.
saying subjectively you feel like Mario's better.
I just had more fun with it.
Yeah.
Whether it's a better game, I don't really know.
That's what I said, subjectively, not objectively.
I just find it more fun.
Yeah.
And so I had more fun with it. And so a game that I think is maybe not as technically superior, but gameplay-wise is just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give it. I'm going to give it to Odyssey.
All right. That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure I know what your one is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty...
it's Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's Horizon, definitely. It's Horizon Zero Dawn. And I just finished Frozen Wilds, the DLC.
I haven't done it yet.
It's great. It's great.
I haven't done it yet.
Super good.
So, for a game to be a new IP, to have a female character, to not over-sexualize that female character.
Who also isn't just like hey, we're just going to make her a woman just because she's a woman. And we got to make her like... It just...
She's badass as fuck.
Yeah, she's great. And she feels like a real person.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's extremely well
I almost compare her to like Rey from Star Wars.
She's better written than Rey.
She's better written than Rey, but we also only had 2 hours with Rey.
That's true.
How much content did we do with Horizon? You did
I think I had like 4... No, I have more than 40 hours. I think I have about 60 hours.
Yeah, I probably have I have a little less than you, but I have more than 60 now because of the Frozen Wilds, which is
you have to remember...
It's about 12 hours of content. They say a little...
100%ed
Yes.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I know, but the only thing I didn't do to 100% it was the hunting trials. I just don't find I don't find hunting trials fun.
Everything.
I don't find shit like that fun. I don't like being set on a timer. I hate it.
I didn't like that part either, but I like that game so much that I'm like, I want to 100%
the game's amazing looking. It plays amazing looking. The weapons are actually fun. It's one of the few games where I actually use almost every weapon in the game. Mm-hmm. Because every enemy deserves different ways to take it out. And I mean, you can beat them in like shitty ways. Like, you don't have to go about the way that you are intended to.
Yeah.
And it's like, perfect example was there's an enemy, he shoots shit at you like through his like tail or something, or he shoots fire at you. So there's a cliff, and I climbed up the cliff, and I found this nice spot where I can duck behind a rock, and if I'm not careful, I could get hit. But there's just so many ways to strategize in that game, and the game is just gorgeous.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's so beautiful to look at. The character animations are good. The character animations in the new one are even better. They really did they did really good with the facial animations in the new one.
My only complaint with that game is that the NPCs that were like not main characters had kind of wonky facial animation.
I say I didn't,
but it wasn't nearly as bad as like Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, with their like goofy eyes and bulging out of their head and shit like that. No, they I was like looking at that. I was like, damn, that is some gorgeous looking facial animations. And I can tell you that it appears that the story in Frozen Wild, is it Frozen Wild or Frozen
Wilds?
Frozen Wilds actually I think does tie into the sequel. It looks like that's where they're kind of gonna go with it. So
Okay.
it's definitely
Well,
not
I'm
like
excited to
it's
play
not a throwaway
Yeah.
story. And yeah, you do get about, because I don't do hunting ground shit, maybe I lost a couple hours on it, but I definitely think I got like 12, 13 hours out of it. Out of that.
Out of a $9 DLC.
Yeah, because it was on sale.
Yeah.
I think it was like $14, but still. Either way, it's normally a $20 DLC, which is still relatively cheap for DLC.
But you got to think, okay, if you get 6 hours
They give
out
you
of the game,
new weapons, new armor,
That's true.
new monsters, and a good. I mean, it's not like breathtaking story,
yeah.
but it's good and it has heart, and you're actually kind of invested in the characters, and it's good. I'm very happy with it. And
It's a
no
new
doubt,
area on the map too.
yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah. It's about I'd say it's about a quarter size of the
Korean
original,
map.
but it's added to the map, so you can go back and go do all. There's even parts where they make you go back into the original map. Besides the couple times you don't ever go back. There's no need to, because there's plenty of merchants and fire campsites and stuff like that. Yeah, hands down, that's definitely my number one. That is my GTAS award of the year.
Yep, and it's mine too. So
yeah, so there we go. Okay, that'll be it for the podcast today. Thank you for everyone for listening. Please don't forget to thumbs this up. There are going to be multiple videos coming out. There will be just one solid one of this, and I'll probably be cutting these up into sections so that not everybody has to listen to about a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, because not everybody wants to. Some
No,
people
and I
just want to hear.
Yeah, I'm going to be cutting up the shit.
Yeah.
Into little bits and pieces. But if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have a question for Adam or I, or a question that you'd even like to see us answer on the show. We'd love to even start getting something like that in the near future. Let's see if... don't forget to like us on Facebook. Adam, where can they find us on Facebook? Because it is a whole new thing.
Yeah, like in spirit with that rebranding, we have a new Facebook page. We're going to have a new YouTube
Yes, new YouTube account.
You'll probably know what that is, considering you'll be watching this video right now.
Yes.
But as you can see on the screen right now, we have links to our Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube channel, which again you're probably watching.
Yeah, just go ahead and
right now.
Yeah, just
click those links, and you can find this.
Send you right to where you need to be. All right, everybody. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, farewell.
See ya.